They have asked, what is a queen without her king? And they have responded, technically speaking, in history, more powerful. You're watching Smell the Coffee on this Women's Day, and we couldn't be more excited to be bringing you today's episode. You're joined by Dinah Master and Aina Reza Kwe. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's awesome. Today is Women's Day.
Yes.
Happy Women's Day to us. What does it mean to be a woman to you?
To be a woman basically just means to be powerful. I feel we hold all the power.
Yeah.
As women, the things that we can do are amazing. We literally create life. Life comes from us. We can feed a whole human being with our body. We can grow a human being inside our body. If that is not amazing, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
I don't know what is. Shout out to all the women out there.
Shout out to all the women.
What does it mean to you?
No, I mean, as women, we are just caregivers. I think to be a woman is to have soul, is to have compassion, is to care for all your surrounding. And you do that by giving yourself. Because women, we give ourselves more than anything. We give our time, we give our passions, we give our talent, we sacrifice more than anything.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's a deep-rooted care for all our surroundings.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think being a woman it's one of those things out there that is just, it's unmatched. It's just truly unmatched. And shout out to all the women out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to our mothers. Shout out to our grandmothers, our sisters.
Yes, those who came before us.
Those who came before us and those that are still to come, to our daughters, to our grandchildren, our granddaughters, to all those women that have come before us, to the current women and to the ones that are going to come after us.
And I think maybe a message to the women who are going to come after us is that we wish you to go further than where we would end up.
Exactly.
Don't end where we've ended. Don't say, oh, my mom and my aunt ended here. You need to now take it a step further.
Yes,
yeah.
I agree. It's all about going the further mile. And I think it's been the same, even with our grandparents. Our mothers went further ahead.
Yes.
And then we are going further ahead than our mothers. And then our children are also going to go further ahead than us.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, times are changing, the world is changing. And you are the change. Be the change that you want to see.
Definitely.
You are the change that you want to see. So
let us know what you think, what it means rather for you to be a woman, what it means to be a woman, what is the essence of a woman to you in the comment section. That could be different for every kind of woman. We are not all one woman. We are diverse in our race, in our thought, in our body type.
Exactly.
We are diverse, so you don't have to fit in the same mold as I am fitting.
Exactly.
Your definition of women doesn't need to be the same as mine, and nobody expects that of you because we are different and we are here to celebrate our differences. Yeah,
I love that. And I love the fact that you brought out beauty types, I mean body types, because right now we're living in a time where we are told what our bodies should look like.
yeah.
We are told, no, this is the hot body. This is what defines a hot body. But we are forgetting that our genes are different. We were born different. Just because Aina is on the slimmer side doesn't mean I'm going to be on the slimmer side. Just because I'm more hourglass shaped doesn't mean that the next person is going to be hourglass shaped.
Yeah.
I mean, I even see it with my daughter. She doesn't have the same body type that I do.
Yes.
And that's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's how she is. We just need to learn to embrace our bodies. Stop following what social media says. Stop following the fact that social media is saying that, oh, a slim waist and a big bum is what's in right now.
No.
And then now people are going under the knife. It's so unfortunate every time I go on social media and I see and read stories of women that have died from unnecessary procedures just because they were bullied into changing their body types.
Yeah. Well, it's hard out there, but we are overcomers as women. anything you put your mind to, you can be that thing. And on that note, we are going to return with exciting news, women on top of the world. And later on the show, we do have an exciting interview with Mom Rosa Namises, and she will bring us all the history of Old Location.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
We are talking and celebrating all things women today, but this story doesn't necessarily celebrate women. If anything, it's anti-woman.
Oh,
because
no.
a bride kicked out a bridesmaid out of her wedding and banned her from the ceremony after she flew 30 hours to attend her destination nuptials in Australia. Making changes to your wedding party is ultimately something you should avoid at all costs, and these shifts certainly shouldn't happen days before the main event unless something truly terrible happens. That's why a former bridesmaid on Reddit feels completely wronged after flying a whopping 30 hours and contributing financially to her best friend's destination wedding in Australia. She was kicked out of the bridal party and banned from attending the ceremony and reception. The woman took to Reddit's wedding drama thread to share her now viral story, which has been upvoted over 1,000 times and has received nearly 200 comments. In her original post, the woman explained that just 5 days before her friend was scheduled to say "I do," and after she'd already arrived on Australian soil, she was stripped of her bridesmaid's role and disinvited from the celebration altogether. Understandably, she's incredibly hurt, especially because she has known the woman of the hour for decades and put some of her own money towards a few key big day essentials. I've known the bride and the bridal party for more than 30 years. I literally still have no words, especially after I flew from America to Australia and bought all the bridesmaids' dresses, flower girl dresses, and an evening clutch. I haven't heard a word from them since it's been a week, she wrote. She broke down what happened in a comment later in the thread and began by sharing her trip's timeline. She got to Australia close to 2 weeks before the nuptials so she could spend time with the bride-to-be and her friends. The first week of the trip was filled with lunches, time spent by the pool, and final bridesmaids' dress fittings. All was going well until the 7th day of her stay when the woman realized she didn't actually have plans with the group. I went ahead and did my own thing by myself, she wrote, noting that she did some shopping and went to a zoo. It would have been pretty much the only day I had some time to myself. Apparently, the bride took issue with her friend's alone time. She made it seem like I was supposed to stay at her place or get permission to do something, she wrote. I mean, we are in our 40s, didn't know I needed permission to do anything. Unfortunately, all went left at this point, which is when the bride told her she shouldn't be there or be a part of it, she wrote. I still to this day don't even know what I did wrong. During their blow up, the bride was constantly saying things I didn't do and saying that I didn't want to be there and so on, which is when the rejected bridesmaid sensed she was egging her on to force a replacement. If she wanted someone else to be a part of everything, I don't know why she just didn't say it, she noted. In the end, she replaced me with the person she always mentioned. I'm still so dumbfounded on why they did this to me. I've been with her and others since I arrived and all on little to no sleep, still trying to adjust to being on international time, but I apparently have been doing it wrong. I just don't get it.
So they just used her or what?
Basically.
They used her to buy the things and to, I hate the fact that she had to travel. And for her not to be part of it, it's just so rude. Don't use people.
It's very rude. People on the Reddit post were actually saying she should ask for a refund, which she did. So we are waiting to see if she gets her money back. I would ask for a refund too, because how are you making me fly 30 hours? I'm buying the bridesmaids' dresses, the flower girl dresses. I'm spending so much money for a wedding that's not even mine.
And it shows the goodness of this woman's heart.
Yes.
For her to be able to go out of her way and spend her money. How many people do you know in your contacts that can do that?
Exactly.
For you now to come and discredit all this hard work.
Just because my girl took a 1 day off just for herself.
Look, we are your friends, we are your sisters, we are by no means your maids.
Yes.
We are servicing you to the best of our abilities within the capacity that we have. So now if I say, no, Diana, I cannot go and wash your feet anymore because I'm tired, you should be able to understand.
Yes.
I've done 1 million things for you. The one time I don't do one thing, it's done.
It's done.
No.
But the thing is, it's not even like it was that dramatic. Because washing feet, I would understand. People would be like, no, now you're doing
but
too
it's
much.
your wedding. You know, at your wedding, your bridesmaids are literally supposed to be your maid. They must serve you. They must wash your feet. They must do whatever you want, basically, whatever you request. But it's not. You must not be entitled.
Yes.
These people are servicing you.
This is why they term them bridezillas.
Yes.
Because now all of a sudden you're so entitled.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that the community was saying, well, the Reddit community was saying that she needs to demand a refund.
Yes.
She needs to be paid back because, again, the time that she spent is never going to come back to her. That's time wasted.
It's just not.
She was there for 2 weeks.
No.
2 weeks just to be told.
She's ungrateful,
She's
that
ungrateful.
bride. But nonetheless, let's move on to Beyonce, who we would assume is very grateful at this moment. Beyonce has been named the greatest pop star of the 21st century by Billboard, the music charting site, announced on Tuesday. As part of an ongoing series, Beyonce tops our staff-chosen editorial list based on her full 25 years of influence, impact, and evolution, Billboard's Andrew wrote. In their analysis, the publication wrote that Beyonce's place at the top of their list stems from the second-setting Grammy winner being a performer and creator whose commitment to innovation, evolution, and all-round excellence has made her bar against which all other pop stars in this century have long been measured over the past 25 years. Beyonce is the most Grammy-winning artist with a record of 32 wins. After earning 11 more nods for her 2024 album Cowboy Carter, she is expected to scoop up more trophies coming January. So the second person is Taylor Swift. She was announced as Billboard's #2, and then Rihanna comes in third, followed by Adele, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Kanye West, Britney Spears, Lady Gaga, and Drake. Those ones round up the top 10. And at number 25 is Katy Perry, with other pop artists including Bad Bunny, The Weeknd, One Direction, Miley Cyrus, Eminem, Usher, and others ranking in between. So congratulations to Beyonce. I think Beyonce is truly the epitome of excellence. I don't care what other people say about her, but one thing you cannot take away from that woman is that she knows her things, she is hardworking, and she's good at what she does.
No, I definitely agree, especially with the hardworking part. People can say what they want to say, but Beyonce does work hard. I think that's one thing that we've seen, even in her documentaries. She wants her things done a certain way, and they will be done a certain way. And that just, I think that pushes her to why she is now on the list, why she's #1. When it first came out and they were saying that Taylor Swift was #2, a lot of people didn't agree with that.
Yes.
They were like, how can Taylor Swift be #2? She should be #1. And there was a lot of speculation about who would be #1. And people were saying that it's obviously Beyonce. Because I think the diversity that Beyonce has, she can jump from different genres. I mean, now we're seeing her do country music. She can jump on anything.
Yeah. So shout out to Beyonce, man. I mean, I'm always inspired by women who work hard.
And who break barriers.
And
the fact that she also does things for her community, for her Houston people. Remember at that time of COVID, I think she mobilized the station. I speak under correction, though. I think she mobilized the station where people could get vaccinated or something. I don't remember.
That's sweet.
But yes, she's also involved in humanitarian aid, which I think is beautiful. To use your influence to
and
do something
power
great.
And money.
And power and money.
And not just wanting more money. And
But-
not giving back.
Exactly, but you know what they say, you can't have it all, and she has admitted that she cannot cook. She says if there's one thing that she cannot do on this God's green earth is
At least she can
cooking.
afford a chef.
She can afford a private chef.
So that's fine. All right, let's have a look at this interview. I had a beautiful conversation with Mom Rosa Namises. She is an activist, human rights activist, and a politician. She was basically sharing the story of women who came before her, the women of old location. Have a look. Today we are celebrating the brave women of Namibia, and we are joined by human rights activist Ms. Rosa Namises to take us through the history and the significance of 10th December. How are you doing?
I'm good. Feeling good when we
Yes.
do the celebration and also being put back into the memory line.
Yeah.
I think it's very important that this day remains and we keep on telling the stories.
So, Ms. Rosa, the Namibian Women's Day and coincides with the International Human Rights Day. Why is this combination so valuable of these two events together?
Yeah. As a young Namibian youth, I remember these 2 days, the 10th December days, but I remember them separately. 1959 is my memory that I must have been 2 years old at that time, and 69 when the moving and everything was happening, I was quite a big little girl. So I remember this place, not only the cemetery, but I remember the living here.
Yeah.
And that tells me something has happened on the 10th of December that has forever changed this place. From 59 until 69, there was total forced removal and destruction of homes and so on. And then the 10th, that was the final conflict, where on the 10th they were literally killed, and 11 people buried, plus 12 people were found dead because of those bullets. And then on the 10th December on this side, then there is the Human Rights Day, the signing of the International Human Rights. And that reminds me of the times when we were living in the apartheid system.
Yeah.
And every time, every year, we will hold on to the 10th of December to celebrate the Human Rights Day, to remember that we have rights, our rights are remembered by other people internationally, because it's the International Human Rights Day and we are connected with the world.
Yeah.
And these 2 days, 2 events brought into this 10th December is absolutely very fitting. It was people's rights that were denied, their right to movement, their right to identity, their right to existence, their right to life was taken away. And the document, the 10th December signed document, International Human Rights Day, speaks about those rights. And for me, these 2 days are really fitting to be celebrated in one day, because those who were standing up at that time really were stronger than strength, stronger than the bullets that was put. They were fiercely fighting back for not to be removed. And today I can see the reasons why people feel they must not be removed from the places that they are living. Every 10th December should be taken as a heroic time,
Yeah.
especially a time where women felt very fed up with the system.
Yeah.
And today we don't rise against the Shabeens, we don't rise against the drugs and alcohol as women, because I think so many things has come over our path, and either the strong ones on whose shoulders we are standing has gone by, and we are maybe not so strong. I know that the Namibian women's movement is also into pieces, and I think that's the things that we need to strive to bring back, because it's only that unity that was there on that day of 1959 that has made the move of the system and the administration at that time. It was that move that has called on the United Nations to recognize this Katutura, this Namibia, this Windhoek, these many stories that has been evolving at that time here. It was that move that has strengthened all political parties to be created. It was that move of these women that has ignited the spirit to organize ourselves and to rise for our country. And therefore, I think celebrating this day should be a celebration of all of us. Our women and our men in support of the fallen heroes. And that fight was moved from the land. It was really forcefully moving people from their land. And that really has caused the uprising. Up till this day, we should really remember and recall the movement of people from their land. And taking away land from people is a very painful thing. It uproots them, it confuses them, it redirects them, and it infuses unnecessary cultures that are very harmful. And also it brings hatred. The hatred is not based on hatred that comes and goes. It's a very lasting hatred. And when hate lasts, it also eats to those that hate. Not only the one that is hated. Also, I think the question of sustainability, women of Namibia are the best to work on sustainability, because it's them who knows how to reserve food. It's them who knows how to make food come into the household. And this, when there is food in a household, then there is a creation of more other discussions, creation of more smooth living, creation of peace in the household. So if Namibian women can bring themselves to that level of motherhood and of a warrior, because they are our warriors, then I think that would solve our problem. So in this day and age of us, I think you have the resources, you have the cleverness, you have the understanding of networking, and therefore you only need to look to each other eye to eye. We need to look eye to eye, heart to heart. And that looking at each other, that embracing of each other, that will be healing for us, and therefore opening us to embrace other Namibians, children, youth, and elderly. Actually, Namibian women, youth, Namibian young women, should use us elderly women to become your wisdom keepers, to become your storytellers, to become your workers, where you rope us in to say, come teach these children, come talk. When they retire, you don't leave them. And these are the relationships that you're bonding with the elderly women and the young women.
Well, that is Ma'am Rosa Namises. She was talking about the importance of Women's Day, which also coincides with the International Human Rights Day. And on that note, it's all our love, all our light, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.